Okay, good morning. Agitten Zimmer. So we're up to Shin Yud Gimel Siv Zayin. We're going to talk today, just to finish off Shin Yud Gimel, talk about situations where you have broken benches, detached chair legs and things like that, how to deal with that on Shabbos. So it says the Mechaber in Siv Zayin, Shin Yud Gimel Siv Zayin, Kairesh Nishbra, if you got a beam which broke, Mutar L'Somcha Ba'arukos Hamita, you're allowed to prop it up with a bed frame, shem kli, because the bed frame is a kli. Lo kadesh ta'ala, not that you can put the broken beam back into place. Dimkein havele boina, because if you're fixing the broken beam, that's a problem of boina. Ele kadesh lo teired yoser, you can place it there so that the beam shouldn't fall down any further. But it should be a loose fix, a loose sort of prop up, so that you could pull away the bed frame whenever you want to. But if you put it there very tightly, then also that would be a problem. Says the Mishnah Berurah Memtes, Shehem Kli, the bed frame is a Kli. If it's not a Kli, if it's just like another piece of wood, like a staff or something, even though it's not mukta, then that would be a problem to put it under the beam. The domi lebaina, because if you're taking wood and putting it under a broken beam, that looks like construction. That's a problem of baina on Shabbos. Kain kosav hamogen avram. Aval el yerabba, but to sefer Shabbos cholkim olav matirin bechol dova to sheshem kli olav in tiltil. They'd say no, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference if it's a bed frame or it's a piece of wood, so long as the actual item that you're moving is not mukta, to prop it up under a broken beam, that would be okay. Because the idea is that it shouldn't drop down anymore. If you tighten it well, then that's a problem, because that's a problem of boina if it's stuck in there firmly. Hatam the mevatel kli meichana, because you're taking it and you're sticking it there firmly, and then you're being mevatel that kli meichana, which is a problem on Shabbos. She'eni yochel shuv litlei mishon b'Shabbos, because once it's firmly inserted, you can't just slip it out. But if it's not firmly inserted, that you can move it out again, then that would be okay. All right, weiter. Ches. Safsel shenishmat echad miraglov. If you've got a bench and one of the legs of the bench fall out, you can't reinsert it. But to place the detached side on another bench, yesh mish machmir le'eser, some are machmir to aser it, va'anel siman shin ches. Okay. It says in Mishnah Berurah, lachzir limkoimai. So if the leg of a bench comes out, it's also to place it, to reinsert it. Says the Mishnah Berurah, Sifkat Nun Aleph, va'afilu lasos rafu, even if you do it sort of weakly, the concern is you may come to do it with a peg and to reinsert it very firmly, which is a problem of boina. And moreover, just if you've got a bench which is broken, to rest it on another bench, again, yesh mishem machmir, says the Mishnah Berurah, yesh mishem machmir nun beis, va'afilu betiltel also leditu, even to move it, this broken bench is also, because it's mukta, v'hakol mitam gzeir dilma osi laniach haregel b'soichel iskar. The whole concern is that you may come to reinsert the broken detached leg, v'chein sosam haramo le'el b'simen shinches sif tezayin b'hago, k'hayesh mishem machmir, and that's how he concludes over there. Now, if you look at 32, important footnote, for Davka, when do we say there's a problem with we're concerned that you may reinsert the detached chair leg or bench leg? Davka kashenishmeta haregel, that's Davka when the leg of the chair or the bench has properly come out. Avlim nishbera, but if the leg has just broken, or it's come out fully and you just don't know where it is, you've got a bench or a chair where the leg is missing, then kosav le'el b'shem achreinim shemuta l'tartel es hasafsel shekein ba'ofen zeh lo shayches ha'gzer sheshem yisoka. The whole problem is, if you've got a broken chair leg, that we're concerned you might come to reinsert it in a firm way, which is a problem of boina. And therefore, if the leg is broken, you're not concerned you're going to reinsert it properly, or it's just missing, to rest it on another bench or something like that, that would be okay. So imagine you've got a safsal, you've got a bench with like in a sukkah or something. That's where these shilas often come up. And the leg is broken, so rest it on another chair. That would be okay if it's broken or if the leg is missing. But if actually it's come out, and then Chazal make a gezerah, don't rest it even on another chair because you may come to reinsert the peg or the leg.
If that's the way of fitting it together.
Yeah, so then we've said if it's like a folding table, that's or something like that, which is the mahalach to open it and close it, and that's the.
Put a leg in whatever.
And it's there.
But this is how to.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. The concern is that it's going to be if it's a sort of an easy assemble thing. We'll have to see in Shin Yud Daled more, but some of that would be different. Okay, Tess. Hatokeh eitz be'eitz. If you take some wood and you sort of merge them together, so you're sort of hammering in one piece of wood into another piece of wood. Bein shetaka b'masmor, whether you do it with a nail, bein shetaka eitz be'atzma, you wedge the two pieces of wood together, achinis ached, that it comes one. Harizeh toledes boineh. So taking two pieces of wood and fixing them together, either by way of a nail or by sort of wedging them together, is a problem of boineh. It's a tolda of boineh. Says the Mishnah Berurah, eitz ba'atzmai, bein bebinyan, bein bekli. V'chein hatokeh ha'eitz b'toich hakardoim. If you take the axe head and you put it into the wood, oishe toka yosed b'soich ha'beis yad shel hakardoim k'dei lahatkei, or you take some sort of other peg to put it into the handle to fix it in. V'chein ha'mefarik eitz tokua. And so too, if you take out the wood from the axe head, you separate it, then the opposite is there. Chayiv mishum soisa. Then you got a problem of just demolishing. V'hushi ischav v'nesakein. In all of the situations, for the deraisa would be if your kavona is l'sakein. So you got a problem, with axe heads and things like that. If you're sort of firmly inserting them. Okay, let's just finish off the simon. Yud chotzer sheniskalkala. You got a chotzer, a courtyard which became ruined. B'mei mei geshamim, it became too wet. And you want to dry it out because you're walking into your house and your front drive, your chotzer is become very muddy. It's saturated. So what do you want to do? Yochel lizris boteven. You can take some straw and scatter it around the courtyard to sort of saturate the wet and to dry it up. V'lo choshev k'moisif ala binyan. Generally speaking, if you add material to an earthenware floor, that's a problem of moisif ala binyan. So you're allowed to do that into a wet chotzel, bevachi yeshane, so long as you do some sort of shinui, i.e., shelo yizra lo besal v'lo bekupa, that you don't do it the normal way, i.e., you walk around your courtyard with a basket or a box of straw, and you empty it out and you put it on the courtyard. That you shouldn't do. Ela b'shulei hakupa, you should just sort of empty it out and you should touch you turn the basket upside down. She'afchena v'yovi teven sh'al shulei dainu al yidei shinui. That's the shinui of emptying out the straw onto the courtyard. Avul biyad also, to take it out with your hand and put it on the ground, that would be prohibited. Says the Mishnah Berurah in Nunches, v'loi choshiv kamoisif. So if you're doing it with a shinui, that's not considered moisif al binyan. Mishum delay mevatel le hosom. You're not keeping it there permanently. To chazi lemachel behemay latit, because it's suitable for animal food or to make cement or something like that. Avol david mevatel le hosom. But if you're going to leave it there permanently, kamoitit v'chol utzroiros, then also that would be problem. That would be prohibited. Because you've got the old problem of ashuvi gumas. If you're putting down this material on the chotzer, which is an earthen floor, then you're equalizing the ground and being mashavi gumas, and that's not allowed. Sort of filling up the holes in the ditches. And here, here, where you're coming to fix the chotzer, to domi lebinyan, because it's a problem of binyan. Avul binyan acher, kameshenagin lefazer chol b'boike b'bayis kadei lechasas haroik. But if you want to come and do it for another reason, i.e., there's some spittle, or the kids made a mess on the floor, and you want to put it to cover that, shari, that's okay. The hashari lechasas haroik be'efer, because you're allowed to cover roik with efer. because that's not your intention. Biyad also, but to do it in the normal way, to take out the straw or whatever from the basket and to put it on the ground, that's a problem. What's the problem? It's a weekday activity. It's a mundane weekday activity. However, doing it by way of a non-Jewish person would be permitted if there's a very big need for it. If it's like so wet your chotzer that it's hard to sort of access your house, there's a real tzorech. And that's generally the rule with shvus to shvus, to get in other words, to get a non-Jewish person to do a drabonon, the mokum tzorech harbe would be allowed, and that's a good example of it, because you're not doing actual binyan, you're just taking teven and you're putting it on your chotzer, which is itself is only a drabonon. To get a non-Jewish person to do it is an amir la'akum of a drabonon, but mokum tzorech harbe, such as here, that would be okay. A rag, what do you mean? To put it over it? Yeah, l'chara, that would be okay. Yeah, that. L'chara, that would be no problem, as far as I can see. But we're coming to Shin Yud Dalet, the Mitzvah Hashem tomorrow, and Shin Yud Hey, and Shin Tesvav is the halachas of oil. Okay, say that.